We're checking out those new super fast SSDs right here. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Please introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Fabrizio Keller. I'm the Senior Product Marketing Manager from Western Digital. Hi, everyone.
And this right here that I'm testing out on, I'm trying to see if this is the smartest move for anyone who buys a MacBook M1, the M1 MacBook Pro or Air or Mini, is that they can just buy the smallest internal SSD and then use a huge external SSD. And today you're announcing very high capacity, right?
Correct. So we just recently introduced, basically this week at CES, the virtual CES, so the latest capacity edition. So essentially, we are launching the 4 terabytes capacity size on all the SanDisk portable SSD and the WD portable SSDs.
You actually have them right there, right?
Yeah, precisely. So I can either show it to you here. This is the Extreme Pro, SanDisk Extreme Pro portable SSD. Hope you can see it properly. Yeah. So this one is the top of the line on the SanDisk side. So because it's featuring NVMe technology inside with a USB 3.2 generation 2x2.
So this goes to 4 terabytes now.
It goes up to 4 terabytes. It's available in 1, 2, 4 terabyte.
You have another camera also you can show?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you can see basically all the lineup is here. These are the SanDisk ones. The little brother is the SanDisk Extreme portable SSD. And the SanDisk Extreme Pro portable SSD. So with this one, you go up to 1050 megabytes per second in read and 1000 megabytes per second in write. With this one, you almost double speed with 2000 megabytes per second in both write and read. And My Passport SSD has also the same performance of the SanDisk Extreme portable SSD with 1050 megabytes per second. This was the predecessor of the My Passport SSD. So this is going out, essentially. I just put one USB flash drive just to make you understand better the size of the product as well. So they are really compact, durable design. As you can see, the SanDisk ones are pretty rugged design. They are IP55 certified, so for waterproof and dust resistance.
And you also have Thunderbolt3 drive, right? With the what's it called, the G?
That's the G Drive, exactly. That's the G Drive. Let me see if I can show you quickly. That's the G Drive Mobile Pro SSD. It's out in the market since a while. This is a Thunderbolt3 device. As you can see, you can reach up to 2800 megabytes per second with a 40 gigabit per second interface, essentially.
Does this one also go up to 4 terabytes or?
This goes up to 2 terabytes, actually.
2 terabyte, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of very fast storage. It's, but it requires your laptop. There's a few laptops now that have a USB 3.2 Gen 2 X2.
Yeah, that's true. That's quite limited out in the market right now, but we see also from many manufacturers there's a trend of adoption rate, and there are more and more product launching on this interface. We know that's a pretty high-end type of product, which is required especially for creative professional enthusiasts. But it's something that we can trust the market is going there as well. So the mainstream NVMe SSD is mainly nowadays covered by the SanDisk Extreme type of product, as well as the My Passport SSD.
Nice. And actually, I have right now, right here on my M1 MacBook Air, doing a speed test on here. So that means that the M1 MacBook Air is just able to do, if you can see, 800, so kind of like 1,000. But that's because this one, they haven't enabled the Gen 2 X2, right?
Most likely it's not backward compatible in this case, so you are reaching up to 10 gigabit per second performance. So you're not benefiting the full 20 gigabit per second in this case.
But my use case is actually to edit videos, and I'm trying to figure out in these days, I'm trying to do the tests in Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere, and DaVinci Resolve, which is the free app that everybody can use. To try to see if actually to edit 4K 60 videos using the external SSD, maybe it performs just as good or maybe even better than doing everything in internal. Do you think there's something to that, even with not having the full 20 gigabit, but just 10 gigabit?
No, I think you should be pretty satisfied with the same level of performance. If you really want to stress the product and you want extreme performance, then you still have an option on a G Technology brand with the G Drive Mobile Pro SSD, which is really targeting the videographer and cinema type of audience.
It's a little bit more expensive to have a Thunderbolt 3 drive, right?
Yeah, absolutely, because obviously there's some cost inside, royalties and so on.
But maybe for people who use the MacBook M1, they are fine with the Extreme drive. They don't need the Extreme Pro, maybe, or they can have the previous Extreme Pro, right? The one that just got 1,050 megabyte per second. That should be all covered right there.
It's actually not the previous, but is the one that we just introduced recently at the end of last year. So we speed bump all the range from the previous generation, and we introduce NVMe technology across the entire range, essentially. So now we have 1,000 megabyte per second also on the Extreme and 2,000 on the Extreme Pro. So definitely you will benefit a lot from that performance level. Because
the thing that I'm thinking is that, for example, a MacBook M1 is able to run the software, like on the video editor app on the internal SSD, just the app, but it might really benefit from doing some of the files from the external and maybe saving the file on internal or maybe saving it back on the external. And actually, this is the best way. People can get 2 terabyte, even 4 terabyte, much cheaper than what they would pay to Apple if they had to upgrade this internally.
Exactly. And then normally you have quite limited space in the internal memory. So that's why you need to attach for sure some external storage to it.
So these are available now, 4 terabyte. How soon can people buy them, and what kind of price? Can you show the other camera again?
Yeah. So the 4 terabyte we just launched at CES. In terms of availability, will be on the late February. So it's coming up shortly in the channel.
Hopefully the price is, of course, is more than a 4 terabyte external hard drive.
Absolutely, yeah, of course. So 4 terabyte, the price range, it's in the range of $700, $750 street price. So if we are talking about euros, we are in the range of 800 euros for the specific EMEA markets. That's down due to the VAT and levies.
I think that's pretty much kind of like the pricing that maybe Apple will charge for just 2 terabytes internal. So you can have double the storage, and then you have the benefit of having it portable and being able to use it on different devices if you have different devices at home, and also put in the pockets and not have to bring your whole MacBook to, if you're afraid people might lose your data or something.
Exactly. So you notice that we have many different brands, different products, and different solutions, and the consumer normally would probably have a natural question, which is which product should I buy? Which product should I go for? So all our products are tailored for specific audiences, but obviously any type of consumer can decide whether to take one or the other. So essentially my Passport SSD is for the everyday consumer, the everyday backup for productivity mainly. Well, at the same time, on SanDisk side, it tends to be the brand which is more recognized from photographers and professional photographers. So it's a type of product that's perfect fit for the consumer that's constantly on the go.
So do you have also some more data you can show, or some? Can you show how does it look inside the drive? Like there's a special consideration in terms of heat generation, heat dissipation, so it doesn't. You don't need to throttle it too much.
Yeah, this is what we were just mentioning earlier. So it's a kind of nice animation where you can see essentially the exploded version of the product, how it looks like. So there's a little red line that you see on the edge of the product. Essentially, it's the aluminum forged chassis. It's not just a design element, but it's also a functional element, an essential element that helps to dissipate the heat away from the drive when you're using intensively the drive and operating on it, and it enables the user to benefit from sustained write and read speeds in the long term. And at the same time, you can appreciate from this chart the IP555 rating from dust and water, the NVMe SSD inside, which is built in-house essentially, and the USB 3.2 Gen 2x2 Type-C interface.
Can you zoom in a little bit so we can see this NVMe SSD looks really interesting. How does it work? Like, is it just this little part is where all the storage is?
Exactly. So now finally we can benefit of internally developed NVMe SSD. So we are fully integrated and we are really proud of it. So this is all the area where reside your data in a full secure way. Also because we introduced also the hardware encryption with these new products. You have up to 256-bit AES encryption. So it's really, really secure.
What's the electronics happening on top there? Is that the thing that does the whole USB 3.2 Gen 2 X2?
Correct.
So I guess it's a pretty good chipset that does the whole device part of the product here, right?
Yeah. So this is what I was trying to introduce earlier as well in terms of portable SSD portfolio overall from Western Digital with all the brands. So we are trying to satisfy the needs from the customers in each of the single type of use case. So and at the same time we are starting from the main pain points of the customer, which are normally limited capacity, the slow transfer speed, the data and the security, and also the constant access and the reliability from the brand that we are bringing out in the market. So they can fully trust on us. So we have solutions for gamers, as you can see, everyday users, content creators, and professional. How does that translate into the single specific brands? Essentially, WD is the brand that is normally fully trusted for the everyday creator, for the productivity, for the standard type of backup features. Then SanDisk, on the other side, it's for mobility and durability, as we mentioned many times, also the IP55 rating. WD Black is the brand that we launched in the last 12 to 18 months. So now we are very recognized in this specific segment for gamers. So there's a number of solutions, both internal SSD and external SSD and HDD, that are purpose-built for gamers in order to support them with their constant challenges. And then lastly but not least, G Technology, which is the professional brand for the videographers, for workflow, for the top performance out there. So, and this is what we just mentioned earlier in terms of launch of the highest capacity out there with the 4 terabyte across all the brands. So you can really count on capacity, performance, and reliability at the same time combined.
Nice. 4 terabyte is a nice number. It's actually huge. You can click on hide, not the stop. Yeah. Oh, you can stop it also. Yeah. So it's just a question of hopefully that the quantities can go up and the reliability of the yields and everything. And it'd be nice if these drives become affordable even at 4 terabytes, right? The question is that people should it should be a no-brainer. Just get the cheapest MacBook. I'm joking, but why not? But then and just get a huge external drive.
Absolutely, that's our aim. Probably 4 terabyte is still a kind of capacity that is required on SSD side, that is required for a specific type of consumer, especially business professional or creative professional. But normally we see that the capacities are trending up and up from month to month. So now we are moving in between from 1 terabyte and 2 terabyte are the most sold capacities. And up to 12 months ago, we were still with the 500 gigabytes. So that's also thanks for the price that is going down a little bit. So the consumer are more and more shifting from HDD to SSD, but HDD hard drive are still required for high capacity and cold type of storage rather than hot storage. And
here this is the video on the WD Black
P50.
So this one goes to 4 terabytes also?
Yeah, this goes to 4 terabyte as well. It's sharing the same USB technology as the SanDisk Extreme PRO SSD. So it's USB 3.2 Gen 2 by 2, essentially. So you have the 2000 megabyte per second performance. So we developed this drive specifically for gamers in order to allow them not to, feel limited for the space they have in their own internal drive or their desktop gaming machine or notebook gaming machine. So, and at the same time, bring in the portability elements with them, so they can bring the games, the game library everywhere with them, and at the same time, they can also save their live streaming, game live streaming videos on the drive and edit while on the go.
Does the WD Black perform exactly the same like the Extreme Pro?
Yeah.
2000, so they're both in 2000.
Yeah, 2000 both write and read. Precisely.
And the same. They're not gonna because it looks really cool, the WD Black. So people are welcome to just use WD Black to do the the more creative stuff, and gamers can also use the other one. But it's
yeah, because gamers, as you just said, gamers tend to be also creative professional and edit a lot of videos nowadays. So you can either choose one or the other. In terms of heat sink dissipation elements, you don't have the red thing that obviously that you noticed on the Extreme Pro, but here you have 4 holes down in the backside, in the low side of the product, that are used for heat dissipation. And then at the same time, you have the metal design that also helps at the same time to dissipate and maintaining sustained speeds.
Nice. So this is pretty much a whole range of USB 3.2 Gen 2 X2 drive, except the Thunderbolt3 G over there. But then maybe I guess maybe in the future everything is going USB 4, right? In the future, maybe. Yeah,
that's the trend in 1 to 2 years. So nowadays we see that the market is still focused and concentrated on USB 3.2 Gen 2 as well as the Gen 2 by 2.
All right, because when we get to that, then you need to make drives that can go to 40 gigabit, I guess.
40 gigabit, exactly.
It's going to be even faster than 2,800, no? It's going to be, or I'm not sure. Maybe it is 2,800. I think it might be even faster, right? 40 gigabit depends. I was trying to interview the USB forum, and they say it's a lot to do with every laptop manufacturer can decide if they want to do 10 or 20 gigabit or
very much dependent. Yeah, that's very much dependent on the host device in the end. So, but our G Drive Mobile Pro SSD, as we were saying, so we are already there with the Thunderbolt3 interface with 2,800 megabyte per second. So we are already there with a 40 gigabit per second performance.
I think this drive will actually go to full 2,800 or something like that on the MacBook M1 range. I would guess because they do support the full Thunderbolt 3, I guess. But that's something maybe people can search on YouTube. There might be some people testing this out.
I think now you are curious to test this one as well.
Yeah, but of course, Western Digital is also famous for hard drives, so people can just have also a bunch of external hard drives for more like archiving, right? And then the SSD is for the work.
Yeah, precisely. So SSD is for hot storage when you need to work really on the data and access in a very speed and timely manner. And then otherwise, I also have here my own MyBook Duo, 36 terabyte essentially, where I'm storing everything, all the picture library, all the data there, and save it there for years essentially.
And a few years ago, people were a little bit worried about the life of SSDs, but these are probably going to last pretty much as long as people want to use this device, no? 10 years or...
Yeah, nowadays we are pretty much in the same at the same reliability level, probably even more. That's really in the end depends how much you are writing terabyte every day, gigabyte or even terabyte per every day. So if you are really a heavy user writing and reading terabyte of data daily, every day of this single year, it could last up to 6 or 7 or 8 years. but that means that you are really writing terabyte every day. So that's kind of a very limited use case. So normally, as you say, you can trust for 10 years.
But the warranty is going to be very long?
The warranty on all these devices that you just saw is 5 years.
That's pretty, that's long.
No.
So I guess I would recommend everybody just back up everything on the cloud also. Like there's more and more archive cloud storage systems. Like for more than a year, Amazon has been doing 1 terabyte for $1 per month on they call it deep archive. And I think Google is doing something also. Google Drive has some unlimited stuff.
On the consumer side, at the same time, we also have our own solutions, both for consumer and also for professional, which is the MyCloud family, essentially. So we have a couple of consumer solutions, which are the MyCloud Home and MyCloud Home Duo with the RAID feature. So those are really for the user that are not looking for complication. They want the easiest setup possible. So those are not really marketed as NAS, but those are marketed as personal cloud. They are private at your home, not in a cloud, whatever, in a public cloud. So they are safe at home in your house, and you can access to the data anywhere where you are. And then we have the MyCloud Pro Expert series and the Pro series, which are more for professional, for small businesses. And those are adding more features in terms of specs, in terms of DRAM included, in terms of chipset, and also in terms of application that you can install on the NAS themselves.
But when you talk about the MyCloud, it's basically host your own cloud at home, right? It's like a little NAS at home.
Exactly.
And there's been some updates on this a little bit. Maybe performance has been improving and stuff.
Yeah, we recently added an update on the Expert series and the Pro series. We updated the firmware essentially with the new OS 5, where you have more functionality, and also you have a very useful application that you can navigate and use the entire functionality of your NAS directly from your smartphone, essentially. And then on the consumer side, on the MyCloud Home and MyCloud Home Duo, we also include more features from time to time from the beginning of last year. And we have kind of same level of experience that we have also on the EX series.
What I think would be nice is when people buy one of these MyCloud devices, that you have some kind of service that you can actually back it up on the cloud. So for the whole life of the device or something, I don't know, 10 years of cloud backup, as long as you, I don't know, have it connected or something. And then that'd be nice, because what if your house burns? Then you need to have 2 MyClouds, one at your mother's home or something at the same time, back up by yourself in 2 different places. I think it'd be nice to have a cloud thing, but I guess you don't sell actual cloud service storage, right? You just sell to the cloud providers, and there's more and more. And hopefully 2021 is going to be amazing with new it's always hard to find unlimited cloud storage that's officially unlimited, and because it's like really hard. Some people use too much, but maybe very affordable, like $1 per terabyte.
We tend not to be closed in terms of system, because with the application that we are offering with MyCloud Home application, you can actually access also all the other public clouds, and you can, sync with the public clouds, transfer in both a simultaneous way from the public cloud to your personal cloud at home, and vice versa. So we are pretty open and allowing the consumer to be pretty flexible in that.
I think one of the little challenges that I would have is sometimes, especially when there's no like travel restrictions and I travel different places. For example, when I go to Las Vegas, I never find bandwidth. It's really hard to upload my data, and it'd be nice if there was a map or some kind of thing. Maybe Western Digital could like work with Google or do a layer in Google Maps somehow, and then you could find in any city a place to upload with full gigabit or 10 gigabit or something, like you could plug in your SSD in like for 10 minutes and transfer a few terabytes over, and then it will just back it up for you. That'd be awesome.
Idea. But also I think the 5G going forward might partially solve this problem, right?
Yeah, if the 5G is a real and not shared between thousands of people in each hotspot or something, I'm not totally sure how it works, but hopefully it sounds like crazy fast bandwidth. So that's going to be great. So then you can just add a SIM card to your SSD and upload directly, right?
Yep.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot. Thanks for showing these new 4 terabyte drives, and very fast.
Thanks to you for having me.
Thanks.